Hey, this is Dani. I'm in Thief River Falls. I told you I would take you with me, so here we go. I have been checked into the Come On In, and so far so good there. I had breakfast in the breakfast down in the in the common area today. There's a huge common area with lots of seating and everything. It's really nice, and the breakfast was like a hotel breakfast buffet, like before COVID. Like it had the whole thing, the eggs like you would expect, and it had sausage and a waffle maker. So I was happy about that. And now I'm headed off to orientation. So I'm going to be working with Digi-Key, and I have my orientation today. The temperature is 15 degrees. The wind chill is -2. So with this super cold weather, what I've really been doing is kind of reminding myself why I wanted to do this in the first place. When I came into a snowstorm, and I hate winter, I had to remind myself why I'm doing this in the first place. And there's a couple of big things that I'm just going to share with real quick that I think I've already shared before, but just for emphasis. The real reason I am here, instead of, let's say, starting at Grand Canyon National Park or maybe Yellowstone or somewhere like that, is number one, the pay is a lot greater. A minimum of like $5 an hour more per hour. There's also more hours, so a consistent 40 hours a week instead of 30 to 40. And then not only 40, but a potential for overtime. But the potential for overtime is big because I want to take this time to work all that I can and make all the money that I can to dig myself out of a little bit of debt and also put away for some future travel. So I'm here to work. The second thing is I wanted to make some friends. I wanted to have the experience of going to work with people, coming home with people, having a little bit of a community. I have been such a lone wolf. I have friends and I've met friends and stuff, but as far as like building a community, I really loved that at the last place that I worked, and then COVID hit and then all of that fell apart, So having friends to go out and, have a drink with on, after work one night, or go to brunch with on a Sunday morning, or whatever it is, or just to hang out with, or just to have some camaraderie and sit with people over lunch. Like, that's part of what I was kind of missing, that I kind of want. And so orientation is like, I'm excited to meet these people because we're going to be going through training for 2 weeks together. Okay, orientation was super short, so not much time to socialize or anything, but there is a big class. There are several other people who are going to be starting this training program. First day of work at Digi-Key, first day of training. Got another snowstorm last night, middle of April. Here's my van. Okay, so I'm getting ready for day 2 at Digi-Key training. I am sitting in the van waiting for these windows to defrost because I have scraped them, and it's like the ice won't come off. It's like industrial glued or something to the windshield. I know I don't have like the best scraper, but I mean I've always managed to be able to work it so that it was okay, but this is just some new kind of stuff I'm dealing with. But anyway, I want to tell you about day 1 really quick. And I'm not gonna lie, it was the roughest first day I've ever had anywhere. It was rough. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Digi-Key because it's not bad. It's just, even though they're like more laid back than probably what Amazon would be, maybe. I don't have an experience with Amazon, but that's what I've heard with people. And I've heard that people are nicer, but the people have been perfectly nice. That hasn't been, like, no one's been mean or anything. But here's the thing. You walk into training day 1, and I've never been in a training where you didn't have any time to kind of assimilate, have a little bit of quiet, talk amongst your coworkers, get to know each other a little bit. Like, we had one thing, first thing in the morning, where we went around and introduced ourselves and said where we were from, and then literally all day long, completely just stuff, 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 stuff. No time to like, they give you 2 bags of stuff. There wasn't even like, hey, take 10 or 15 minutes and familiarize your stuff with yourself with the stuff in the bags, and we'll talk about this. And no, they gave me 2 bags of crap, both on the first day. Had 0 time to even look through. And the tour that we were taking of this facility took till the end of the day. I didn't clock out until like 5:05. We're supposed to get off at 5. I'm just like, we should have had like 10 minutes or 5 minutes at the end of the day just to say, hey, how was the first day? Is everybody, you know, feel like it's going okay? Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's nothing. No extra little break. Like, am I the only one? You go to trainings and stuff, it's like, oh, I'll be back in about 20 minutes. No, this is like, be back in exactly 15 minutes. And if we left at 36, then you better be back at 51. Like, it's very, very structured. I totally get it. This is their business. They're in, you know, their order fulfillment, and they want to get it like down to like a couple of hours. Like, if you place an order at 6 p.m., whatever, I don't want to talk about their specific policies, but they want to get things out the door right when the customer orders it. I totally get it. But for me, coming in, never having had a job like this before, never worked in a warehouse, never had any of this, it's just been like, bam, right in the face. Plus, look at me, like, I've gone a year without working. I've gone a year without one single person telling me what to do when. And now every minute of my day yesterday was structured, and there was no time to even breathe or anything. Like, honestly, I walked out of there like just fuming. Like, what am I even doing? This is terrible. Okay, so that was my attitude yesterday. I woke up today, I'm like, okay, here's the deal. I'm here. Intuition got me here. So guidance got me here. So there's a reason. So until I'm really sure I've figured out what this reason is, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stick it out a little longer. Now, you know, I'm getting paid anyway. And it's not that the training is bad. It was just like, when I have expectations over, I don't know how many orientations and training programs and stuff I've been through, but I've never had one that even came close to this. Now that I kind of know more what to expect, now that I'm more in that mindset, now I can deal with it better. But I also, I'm not going to stay somewhere I hate, right? I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I need to give it the full chance. And I don't know what that is yet, but we'll find out. And so, so that's it. So I'm going in today, still with a really good attitude. Yesterday, by the way, I got there, I parked in the wrong parking spot. I was going to go the day before and drive around all of these parking areas and everything, and see where to go. But there was a snowstorm the day before, and I decided I would just go earlier in the morning and try to find it. And I didn't find it. I went into the south entrance instead of the west entrance and had to walk in my fleece with sub-zero temperatures, feels like, you know, because the wind is something else. So the cutting wind, I had to walk around the back of this enormous warehouse where all the trucks are pulling in and out. I walked completely around to the other side of the building to go in. So already I was like, oh my God, this is the worst, you know? And I was like, no, it's my fault. That's okay. You know, it's not the worst. And then we get in and this woman's like, how do you like the weather? And she thinks she's being funny. And if I had been in a better mood, I could have rolled with it. But I know I gave her the most horrible look. Like, I wanted to take her head off, because I have no filter. Like, I have no, like, for my expressions, like, when I'm happy, it like exudes. Like, I just, huge smile. Like, everyone at my last work was like, oh my God, your smile, right? Like, I exude it when I walk in and I'm happy and glad to see people or whatever. And when I'm not, I have no ability to fake it. So that's good and bad, right? So I gave her this look that said I wanted to take her head off, and then I realized it. I was like, look, I'm really sorry. I know it's unseasonably cold for you. I just, you know, wasn't expecting it or whatever. I'll get over it. And then it was fine. But I mean, the first thing I did really was give her a look that was like, let her know that I would clearly take her head off if she said anything else. That was awful. So anyway, here we are, day 2, brand new attitude. Let's see how it goes. And I'll keep you posted. Thanks for being here.